Uh, so anyway, your wisdom isn't how smart you are. It's kind of what you know within your skill set, if that makes any sense. It's like, say you're a plumber, you know the ins and outs of house plumbing, but you wouldn't know, say, carpentry because you're not a carpenter. Your wisdom is your skill set knowledge. Okay. Charisma. Charisma is how appealing you are to other people, how compelling you can be. Uh, I had a character one time who was a half orc barbarian who throughout the game just took his experience points and loaded them into being very charismatic. So you've got this 8.5 foot tall, 350 pound, you know, half orc with tusk who could convince people he wasn't there. He would literally, it's like he's trying to he would sneak into, say, a dungeon, a castle or something, and he'd run into a guard. And he was so highly charismatic, he'd literally walk up to him going, "You need no seek work." And that's it. And they're like, they didn't see him. He was like, okay, it's nuts that what you can do at the higher levels.
You see nothing.
You see nothing. It's like the penguins in what was that movie? Madagascar. Yeah. So basically, you saw nothing, and he literally could pull it enough. All right, so that's your basic character stats. What you'll also see on your character sheet will be your weapons that you come stock with as a character and your skill sets. You'll have different attacks. You'll have the weapons that you come with as a character. As you guys are a new list, I might just decide to give door prizes to everybody, like a simple but effective tool that you may need that you may not have as a standard character. I figure that's a nice way to introduce people to the game. So you might just get a little extra prize when we kick your character sheets together. Any questions so far? Have I confused all of you thoroughly? Okay, you guys are doing great then. Fantastic. What you'll also see on your sheet is your armor class. Now, your armor class is basically how hard it is to hit you. Barbarians come with a naturally high armor class. Paladins wear armor, so really it comes down to when your enemies attack you, can they hit you or not? You guys understand or know that this is all dice based, right? All right, you got all that? Everybody's good? All right. Don't worry about it. If you don't have dice, that's not a problem. There are plenty of apps out there. Jacob broke his dice out already. If you do not have dice, there are plenty of free apps that you can use. That's a dice bag. But I'll pass that on to you. I mean, I personally prefer physical dice. It just feels better to me, if that makes any sense. I just like the idea of rolling as opposed to clicking a button. That's because I'm old, and that's how I've always done it. Oh, beautiful dice from everybody. Yes, ma'am. Emma.
Anything from Dungeons and Dragons website for this, or do I just need my dice? I have nothing.
Well, you can actually do everything online. You don't need anything.
You can print out player sheets.
Yeah, you can print out your player. I would recommend having a physical player sheet. I will send you guys your player sheets, and you can just print them off. As for dice, you can I'll send you options of dice rolling apps that you can literally just click a button, and it'll tell you, what your score is. So back to that clear, Emma? Does that make sense? All right, cool. All right, so your armor class, as I was saying, is how easy or hard it is to get hit. That also works for the creatures and non-playing characters you'll be dealing with. Or is that? So say you have an armor class of 13. That's basically the number that anyone trying to attack you has to beat to hit. So let's see. Where's my dice bag? All right. Who wants to be my guinea pig? All right. I saw a hand shoot up. I'll do two of them. I saw Brittany and Delaney want to be my guinea pigs. All right. So we're going to say that Brittany, as a rogue, has an armor class of starting off with about 12, which is a pretty good armor class. D'Angelo is a barbarian. We're going to give him an armor class of 15. Now, I'm just pulling numbers out of my head. All right, so you guys happen to be in a cave, and you stumble across a very grumpy orc. He decides he's going to try and hit one of you. And I roll the dice, and he rolls a 4.
Does he try to hit us with a stick?
He tanks badly. He misses both of you because neither one of you have a 4 armor class. He whiffs right past both of you, and you laugh hysterically at his ineptitude. And then you get a shot at him, but say the orc has an armor class of 18. Okay, D'Angelo rolled a 9. He almost hit him, got about halfway and tripped over his own feet. He's currently on his back on his shell, wiggling like this. Brittany, you rolled a 1, which is a critical miss. You basically hit yourself. So that's how armor class works. That's the easy, quick way of doing it. Yes, D'Angelo, I saw your hand up, sir.
Yeah, I found my old player sheet and I remembered that I can actually tuck my arms into my shell.
That would actually work. Dude, you could be a projectile.
Yeah. I think
if we get someone big enough or strong enough to let me tell you a story. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but projectile reminded me of something. Go ahead. I'm sorry, please. Okay, so after this game ends, I'm getting a 15-minute break, and I'm playing my epic level game with my characters that are 20 and 21 level characters. They're basically demigods. They've been playing for a while. They are hard to play for because literally I'm having them fighting gods all the time. But anyway, a few weeks back, my barbarian on the team, his name is Machul the Bloody. Now, Machul is a tank of tanks. But so he had this great idea. They were doing a shipboard battle about 4 weeks ago. And they were fighting a Leviathan, and it was too far out of range for his javelin. He couldn't reach him because I'm like, all right, dude, what are you going to do? He's like, wait a second. This boat. And I'm like, yeah. I said, it has a trebuchet on it, right? And a trebuchet is basically a catapult with a net.
it's like a giant slingshot.
It is like a giant slingshot. And I'm like, yes, it does. And he said, what's the range on that trebuchet? And it's 120 feet. And he's like, how far away is the Leviathan? I was like, it is 150 feet. And he's like, my range is 30 feet. Does that count if I'm flying through the air? And I'm like, I'll allow it. so he straps himself into the trebuchet, fires himself, and it's a beautiful arc. And he's just heading straight to the character. And I'm like, all right, dude. So, and I know what's going to happen. So I'm like, dude, roll for dexterity. And he's like, what? I was like, you're in the middle of the air. Roll for dexterity, because his ability to be fluid in the air.
Yeah.
He tanks the roll. He rolls a natural 1. So I'm dying. I am dying because then I have to build a way for this to go so terribly bad from being so beautiful.
He just like belly flops.
So basically, I tell him, it's like he pulls his javelin out to spear the Leviathan, and the wind drag spins him. So he literally ends up overshooting the Leviathan, misses with the javelin completely. The Leviathan reaches out, grabs him with one tentacle, shakes him, and skips him like a rock across the ocean. And the best part, so he's like, booch, 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 booch across the ocean. And he finally comes to a stop, and he's taking damage from hitting the wave. And he is furious with me at this point.
But you could at least give him credit for thinking of that.
I did. I thought that was the greatest idea I've heard in a long time. So here's the best part. He comes to a stop and he hits the water. I'm like, Machul, can your character swim? Turns out he couldn't.
Oh no.
So he had to be rescued. He's flailing in the water, drowning, and he had to be rescued. My demigod level barbarian almost drowned out of just sheer awesomeness.
I literally have a hoodie that is like, I don't recall if this is what it says, but I was looking for like D&D related clothing, and it's like, if the DM says, "Are you sure?" you usually say no.
But that's the thing.
If the dungeon master says, "Are you sure you want to do that?" you usually say no.
That's the best thing, is that they're so high level now. They're just like, yeah, we totally want to do that. And I'm like, because they're almost invincible. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about. Dying in the game. Can you die in D&D? your character can most
Yeah.
certainly die in D&D. That does happen, especially as a younger character. You can die. However, being dead and being dead are two different things. So say
Downed.
say that you end up with like 0 hit points. You're maxed out. You're effectively dead, right? To save yourself, we have a thing called saving throws. So basically, say on, all right, we're going to say, who have I not picked on today? Emma has not been picked on. Emma gets completely beat down by a giant. She literally just grabs him. She's just wailing Emma around like a maraca, bashing her against rocks, right? She can't get escape. She's ungrappled, and she hits 0 hit points. Emma is technically dead. However, we have this thing called, basically, you're doing saving throws, which means you're going to roll a 20-sided die, and every time you get a 10 or higher out of 6 rolls, you stay alive. You roll a 10 or lower, that counts as a minus against you. So if you end up out of 6 rolls, you end up with 3 positive plus 10 rolls, you're still alive. You're at 1 hit point, which means you can crawl your carcass out of the way until someone can save you. 3 bad rolls in the game, and you're just dead. And I'll tell you now, it has happened. If your character is well and truly dead in this game, I'm not kicking you out the game. I mean, that's just a foul thing to do to a beginning game. So Emma, if you get slaughtered by a giant, don't worry about it. We'll build you a new character and you'll join the team as someone else. Fair? Everybody cool with that? Unless you just want to be morose and let everyone die. I want to be the last man standing.
Or you could be that one guy who doesn't join the game and just watches the insanity.
Just lurking in the background as a scribe, writing the story down.
Right. And the thing is, depending on the kind of game, it can either go about as you expect it to go, or just like way off the rails entirely. Right.
Oh man, the game I'm running now, they are
like somehow
they are just trying to ruin my day every game. They're game breakers. Every day they try to break the game. And my son's in the team. And my son is literally the D&D lawyer. He knows all the details and minutia, and he'll be like, but wait a second. And I'm like, oh God, no. Okay. So anyway, where was I at? Okay, so we've skipped a barbarian across the rocks. We've explained armor class and dying. Does anyone have any questions? If you have any questions anytime, just interrupt me. I tend to get on a tear and run. So any questions from anybody so
sure,
far?
With a game like this, I'm sure any of us could.
Oh, absolutely. So any questions from anybody? Everybody good so far? We're all on the same
page? If I tuck myself in a shell, would I be the perfect shape to be skipped across the water?
Don't give me ideas. Question. Are you a turtle or are you a tortoise? This is important for reasons. Because you understand, tortoises don't swim.
No. Wait.
Choose wisely.
Choose
wisely.
Turtle.
Yes, turtle. Yeah.
Okay, you're a turtle. Okay,
I'm pretty sure they can hold their breath for like an hour or something. That's what it said on my.
But that's when they're not being assaulted by things in the water, which I will do to you.
I'm honestly laughing way more than I expected to, both from this chat, this
Just
call,
leave me
and the
alone.
chat that's been unfolding this whole time. I cannot stop laughing.
Wait. Intelligence is book smarts, while wisdom is street smarts. Spencer. That's like saying may not be book smart, but I'm fake smart. No, you're right though, man. That's a good way of putting it. That is a good way of putting it. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go through.
Delaney, is that actually true?
Someone asked. Spencer asked.
Telling me.
Oh, you're talking about the. I'm looking at Delaney's comment here about Sister's last campaign. If her character died, if he died, he had to go to this god and get his life. And if his life story is interesting, he'd be brought back. Yeah, that's actually a very good option. I have a. It really depends on the character and the DM who's running the game. I have one of my characters is playing in the epic game, has attracted the attention of a demon, a very high-ranking demon, who finds it entertaining to mess with him. So yeah, he's actually had to go back and see. I'll be with you in just a sec, Spencer. Go ahead, Spencer. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, so in one of our campaigns, something very similar happened. My older brother, who's in college right now, was doing it. We weren't actually playing D&D since we didn't have the character sheets or anything. We were kind of just free ranging it with graph paper.
Oh, that's how I started. Yeah.
Anyway, I decided that we needed to challenge this big old knight guy because he was trying to steal all our money, and he got killed.
Right.
And then my sister, who's Maggie, tried to resurrect him because she was a healer, and got a really bad roll and killed him.
You killed him. Very nicely
Killed him.
Truly did.
And there's this golden knight who is, I guess, semi-godly,
Right.
who we had a horn to call if we were ever in trouble. And I called him, and he had to bring him back from death.
Yep. And good point. The epic game that we're playing right now, that's starting in about 40 minutes. They're starting today with every one of them dead, like dead. I nuked them. I nuked them. See, what they have not figured out yet, and they're all downstairs, I can't hear this, is I started this game on a joke as trying to do a campaign completely based on PBS Kids characters. So literally kids shows from PBS. So they've literally been through the Land of Make Believe and Mr. Rogers. They almost got executed by King Friday. They have been to the world of Blue's Clues, where Steve ended up being a Wendigo. The long story.
Oh,
Long story. But
what?
they have actually been saved by the Teletubbies. The Teletubbies in my world are demigods. But they have gone and crossed the Teletubbies. That's what happened in the last game. They crossed the Teletubbies. They basically double crossed them. And you know the little baby son at the intro of the Teletubby show? It's a tiny little nuke. It literally is a nuke. It's a ball of nuclear power. So at the end of the game, they end up defeating all the Teletubby characters, which they still hadn't figured out they're Teletubbies. And they used their last call was calling this baby nuke, which literally wiped them all out. They all got hit for 250 plus points of damage. I literally nuked them. So they're waking up. They're waking up in the void, which is basically kind of like a limbo situation with an angel that's been following them. And they have to find.
An interesting life story.
Say again?
They have an interesting life story. You're not there to just that.
Yeah, these guys. I've actually found them what I'm calling piggyback bodies, because the explosion from the baby nuke basically took out this entire island. But they found some bodies that they can actually piggyback on until they find their new bodies, and so they're going from being 21 level characters to first level characters again until they.
I would, and this is why, if you're a good DM, also known as not me, this is why making a custom setup is really fun sometimes, if you can actually be decent with it.
This game has been running since February, and we're about to wrap it up in about 2 weeks. And I've been having a blast. I literally have to stop at the end of every game and rewrite everything I've planned, because they, like I said, they're game wreckers. They are absolute game wreckers. So anyway, back to our game. Let's see, it is 5:07. Cool, we got a little time to play with it yet. Let's see, where was I at? I've lost my thread. I am sorry about that. We're talking about alignments. Okay, we got all that covered. We talked about armor class. We talked about your abilities. Okay, so it looks like we're moving a little bit faster than I anticipated. So what I would like to do, if you guys are up for it and you want to spend, oh yeah, I'm sorry, throwing pets at everyone again. What, Delaney? what?
Okay, so
All right, I'm seeing.
The DM for the campaign, they had to restart because many people had stopped coming.
That does happen.
And there were so many pets in that campaign. And then he started throwing pets at everybody again.
Like literally throwing them.
Like a griffin or something.
Oh, so speaking of, that's a good point.
Some friendly dog.
If you are interested in having a pet or a familiar, we'll try and build those into the character, into the game. I actually had a, go ahead. Yes, Spencer?
I asked in the chat and it looked like you read it for a second. Are we playing artificers?
Yes. If you want to play an artificer, we can put one into the game. They are handy to have.
Because I don't remember seeing that in the email. I could have missed it.
That was not in the email. I was trying to just kind of streamline it. But if there's a specific character class you want to play, you are not restricted to the ones I gave you. I just gave a basic general ones. So if you decide you want to play artificer or you want to play, I'm trying to think of some really wild out there kind of character. If you see something, even a homebrew character, if you even see a homebrew character sheet, if there's a stat sheet for them and you want to play them, let me know. Just give me enough days notice to do it and we'll work it out. All right. D'Angelo, what you got, buddy?
Can I be a giant turtle with a baby turtle?
Can you have a baby turtle? Do you want is it like a child or is this your ward? Is it like Turtle Batman and Turtle Robin? What are we talking about here, man?
Like, not the same, like an actual just normal baby turtle.
Oh, so you want to be a humanoid turtle with a pet turtle?
Yeah.
That's kind of grim, dude.
The amount of thought we're putting into this turtle thing is like.
I mean, hey, we've got a week to get a rough sketch out. But if you want a pet turtle, we will find a way to find you a pet turtle in the game. How does that sound? All right, we can work on that. I'm not going to give them to you immediately, but we'll figure out a scenario where you have to adopt a turtle or something.
Walking around like a pond. It's like, hey, there's a turtle. Can I have that turtle?
I want to do something a little more dramatic, but we'll figure out something.
Oh, wait. I can't think of all the weird things you could have chosen.
All right. You said something, Brittany? I'm sorry.
Does that mean I can adopt a dragon?
I'm not going to allow you to adopt a dragon. However, there is the potential of finding a dragon egg. Because finding a wild dragon, you're not going to be able to adopt it. It's going to think it's smarter and more powerful than you to start with, and you'll probably just get eaten. However, if one imprints on you, that's a different story. Now, caring for a dragon egg is extremely difficult, and I will make you stick to those rules because it takes an extremely long time for a dragon egg to hatch. It probably won't hatch during this game. But if you find one, if I happen to put one in there and you find it, it's yours, but you must care for it.
Basically what he's saying is that he's going to make it
I'm going to have a good time with it regardless. So.
Yeah, you get to carry around a giant dragon egg, but...
Wait. Pet cockatoo and a pet monkey, pet hamster. Maggie, pet hamster. Did you read the part about the druid? Do we have any druids? We don't have any druids. Oh, that stinks. So there was in my character sheet was talking about druids and their affinity with animals. And basically the idea is like, let's see if I can find it real quick. I thought it was clever. It probably isn't, but I thought it was. Let's see here. Scroll through all my notes. Druid, here you go. In tune with nature, druids are equal parts tree hugger and equal part hardcore shape-shifting battle beast. With practice, they can even command wild animals to do their bidding. Want to wreak havoc with a pack of bloodthirsty gerbils? Then druid is the role for you.
That is awesome.
So yes, but we have no druids. That's okay. No worries there. Back to my notes. Anyway, so we were talking about potential of pets and familiars. The magic users. We have a cleric. That's a magic user. We don't have any wizards. We don't have any sorcerers. All right. Looks like the cleric's going to be healing people left and right. Maggie, you got your hands full.
I saw that, Maggie. I saw that in chat. I saw that.
Yeah. If you want to change, that's fine. Would you like to change rates or change? Are you still good with the cleric? Stock up on healing spells. That's all I'm going to tell you now. All right, so where are we at here? Okay, we're at about 5:15. We are running a little bit earlier than I expected. You guys are catching on really quick. So with the next few minutes, how would you like to get this game kicking? You want to start it off? Yes.
Sure.
Yes. All right, cool. All right, so who has dice? Who has physical dice? All right, we got 3 people, so I need to roll for Delaney. I need to roll for Brittany. I need to roll for Maggie. All right, everybody roll a d20. All right, let's see. Delaney, I see you. You have got a 14. We're all rolling for initiative.
My 20.
All right. Let's see. Spencer, what you got, sir?
$14.
Spencer's also got a 14. D'Angelo, what you got, sir?
12.
12. All right. Jacob, what have you got, sir?
We're off to a great start.
What'd you roll?
Rolled a 1.
Oh,
no.
but it's only
Such
on
a-
initiative, so you're okay. You're
Those
okay.
dice are cursed.
It's a great
Alright,
start.
so I need to
It's
roll-
a great
I
start.
need to roll for, let's see, I need to roll for Maggie and Brittany, correct? I've already rolled for Delaney already, correct? Did I lose Delaney? Okay, Delaney,
No.
I've rolled for Delaney.
Vote for me.
All right, so Brittany, we're going to roll for you, ma'am. Oh, Brittany rolls a 17. She's currently leading the pack, but she doesn't know what that means quite yet. And Maggie. Oh, Maggie rolled a natural 1 also. Getting a couple of crap rolls
Go
here.
ahead, put us in the back. It's
All right.
fine.
All right, so here's how we're going to do it. All right, so Brittany, you are our high roller for the game for dexterity, or not dexterity, for initiative. So do you want to be... Nope, there's only one way to play it. Okay. Congratulations. We start with Brittany. And she is our chaotic, neutral, dragonborn bard. All right, so we start with Brittany because she won on initiative. And I wrote this earlier today. Let's see what we got here. Get down to my notes. I'm sorry. Wasn't expected to do this yet. Hold on 1 second. I want to bring my senior advisors in for just a second. I'll be right back with you.
Oh, who are those?
You know when you roll a nat 1, the game's just off to a great start for you. You know things are gonna go so well when that's how you start.
Yeah, that's about right.
All right.
It's actually pretty good that she got the first because bards are buffing characters.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Very good point. Who wants to
You can
explain
buff us
buffing
all
characters?
up first.
All right, explain buffing characters for people who don't know. Spencer.
You can cast a spell on a character that can heal them, increase their damage, their strength, their speed,
You can inspire them.
Zoom.
inspire them.
It's like, yeah, oh, you're going to miss that turn? Inspired. You're going to hit it now. So- all right, so guys, I want to introduce you. Let me slap my mask on real quick to my senior advisors and epic players real quick. We have coming up, I guess he's going to put on his mask. This is Eamon. Eamon is our Candy Knight. He is a homebrew character who is an epic level, 21 sorcerer? Yes. He literally collects the souls of the defeated and turns them into candy.
Does it taste good?
It depends on the character of the person. All right, next
really?
up.
That is morbid.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is Kaiser, our druid, who has affinity for ham and ducks. He has the most creative kill in D&D history to his hands. He literally held a guy down with a bar of unmoving and then had his ducks feast upon him.
No.
Also morbid.
Yeah. And now the man you've all been wanting to meet. This is Matul the Bloody, the rock-skipping barbarian.
I punched someone so hard they exploded.
He literally punched a guy so hard that he exploded one time.
What?
Okay, so
You got a
much
morbid
damage was
team
that?
there.
yeah, there are some gruesome individuals. So anyway,
Oh,
wait.
Did you mean-
Yes. Oh, also one. Matul would like to also mention the fact that he used a NPC's head as a sock puppet and was entertaining children at one point. He stuck his head up his neck, was talking to him. So,
That's
all right, gentlemen,
disgusting.
our game will be starting in about 45 minutes. I'm going to get them started.
Can
Yes,
I
sir.
say something?
Yes, absolutely.
So there's this one game I played, right? And we had a
Wait,
card.
guys. Well, I'm sorry, one second. You want to hear your cameos? Sure. Just sit quietly. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. After you. Back to you, D'Angelo. My bad.
Yeah, we had in this one game I played, we had a cart because we had to deliver stuff, and there was like 2 dead horses in the way, right? So instead of us all teaming up to move it, one of them decided to cut it up and save the meat.
Hey, free food.
And then later in the game, we end up eating it all.
Hey, that means you don't have to worry about your rations. Yes, sir,
Yeah.
Spencer. What you got?
Okay, I'm guessing that's from the starter pack campaign.
Could be.
Yeah,
The 2 horses in the way.
yeah, yes.
Our druid decided to conjure up an army of ants that ate them and brought the bones away.
No.
Bravo.
That's what she did. That's my mom. My mom did that.
That's some out of the box thinking. That is impressive.
Your mother? My God.
That was way worse than the one I would have to do.
All right, guys.
Wow.
So we're going to start this game. You guys ready? With your minimal character stats, we're going to start the game. Basically, this is the intro to how you guys get to meet each other.
Ah.
Ready? All right. So, and we start with Brittany, our newly formed chaotic neutral dragonborn bard. You find yourself outside the door of a rough-hewn stone building in the village of Samhain Hill. It feels unwelcoming, unenjoyable, and cheerless. Stacked boulders and hard wooden beams make up most of the outside structure. It's difficult to see through the closed windows, but the silence from outside makes you think there can't be many people inside. You can't quite put your finger on why, but for some reason, the entire structure feels vaguely out of sync, as if it's there, but at the same time occupying another space somewhere out of time and place with the village. However, this is where the letter from Goran, your mentor, friend, and facilitator, to put it in no other easy way, said to meet. So with no small amount of trepidation, you entered, Brittany. So you open the inn's heavy rusted metal door, and you're welcomed by a thick cloud of smoky air, and to your surprise, laughter, music, and the raucous din of a grand night out. The inn is filled with nearly every species imaginable. Trolls, tabaxi, centaurs, orcs. A naga is curled around a stool, animatedly arguing with the kitsune. You can't hear what they're saying over the noise, but it seems against all odds that the fox folk has the upper hand over the giant snake. At one table, there's a dwarf bard trying his best to teach a foursome of rats to play tiny little musical instruments. It's not going well, but if you listen closely, you think you might recognize the badly executed tune as the Ballad of Garrick Ironbones. To his left is a druid eating a massive ham sandwich and occasionally sneaking bits of dark bread to a duck hiding underneath the table. Alone at a separate table, the other inhabitants giving him a wide berth, is a man of indistinguishable age in candy-colored robes. He sits furiously scribbling on an ink-smudged scroll spread out in front of him. At the top, you can read, "How to Make Fun of Angels." Most surprising of all, though, however, may be the grossly obese demon, casually laid back in a large tub of molten rock, with a large gold chain around his neck, trying his best to get a huge battle-scarred barbarian to join him for a dip. The barbarian doesn't seem convinced that, no, his magic lava will only tingle a bit. Trust Grabulax. The bartender, A short, stocky man with greasy hair and a beard, with 2 full sleeves of tattoos of multicolored oak leaves hiding mythical creatures, barely seems to notice you as you enter. Instead, focusing on the seemingly laborious task of wiping ever-widening circles of dirt across the bar with a filthy rag. At first, your appearance doesn't provoke any response, but slowly you get the feeling, Brittany, that you're being watched. In the opposite corner, roughly 30 feet away, you see a tall, lithe, elven woman leaning against a small table that is covered near to overflowing with empty beer mugs. Her head is shaved on one side, but the rest of her hair flows in silver locks down to below her shoulders. She's looking directly at you. Not in malice, but in curiosity, perhaps? She lifts both her hands, palms out, and rotates them like this, basically saying, see? Nothing hidden. At about that same time, I'm sorry, I lost my notes. Suddenly, everyone goes silent in the bar. Suddenly very interested in the scene developing before them. She turns her head from side to side, looking at you, winks, and in one fluid motion whips a pair of rapiers past your ears into the board behind you, splitting it in half with the force of the blow. The bar erupts into cheers. 7, 7, 7, 7. All right, you enough, you mad fey witch, snarls the bartender. Terrorizing the customers for free ale is all well and good, but you've gone and wrecked my dartboard. Oi, lass, your friends are upstairs. Go on now before these Egypts think up some new game to play at your expense. Upstairs, you find 6 people. Sorry, you find 6 people sitting at a long table. You only recognize one, your friend Goran. Ah, you made it. That's all of us then. Would you introduce yourselves? So, starting with Delaney, introduce yourself, ma'am.
Exactly. I haven't done a campaign like this before.
Okay, that's fine. I meant to introduce yourself as your character, but that works also. Sorry. So just tell me who your character is. You don't need a name. Just say you're Delaney and you are.
Okay, so my character's name is Eclipse, and
I'll write that down. And you are a dragonborn. No, I'm sorry. You are a wolfborn bard, correct?
Yep.
Very good. All right, Jacob, tell us about your character, sir.
You know, for the last minute, I've been looking back and forth at the sheet, and I don't have. I'll probably figure out the name by the time we have the next session. I'm trying to think of that.
No worries. Just kind of gave it.
I think I'm gonna go with Paladin.
Okay, very good. You're going to be a chaotic neutral paladin, is what I heard.
Yeah.
All right, very good. All right, then Maggie, introduce your character, please.
I haven't figured out a name yet.
Names are not important. Just say, "Hey, I'm Maggie, and I'm X." Yeah.
I'm Maggie, and I am a. I forgot.
You are a chaotic neutral. I think it is cleric, human cleric.
Yes, I think.
All
so.
right, good deal. Chaotic, good. That's what you were. I'm sorry. Spencer, you're up, sir. Character name or character type.
My character's name will be Dib.
Dib.
That is a long story, and if you want to hear it short, a fish died.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought you were going to pull the Invader Zim reference.
See, if all
that's
of us
probably where it goes named after.
Okay.
But
after this whole D&D game is done, if we ever I don't know if we will, but if we ever did meet up for another session, I almost want to hear the context behind that story.
Hopefully we'll get it before it's over with. So, all right. So
anyway, I'm a paladin. You might want to go and get yourself a jug of ale.
Hey, you're not the only paladin in here, so.
Oh, we got two paladins, 2 bards, a rogue, and a barbarian. This is going to be a blast, man. Fantastic. Okay, and then my favorite turtle barbarian, a character I've never seen played. I'm
We're
really
just
looking
gonna
forward to it.
keep this train going.
All right, sir. D'Angelo, introduce yourself, please.
My character's name is Jax, and I'm a giant turtle.
All right. Jack,
We're just gonna keep the turtle train going.
I like the turtle
Yeah.
train. Okay, have I missed anybody in the lineup here introducing themselves? Have I? Okay, I think we got everybody.
Did you say Emma?
Emma. Yes, I'm sorry, Emma. You were so quiet back there. Please introduce your character.
Sorry.
No worries.
Wait, so like, how do I introduce it?
Just hi, I'm Emma, and I am this race, this character.
All right. So hi, I'm Emma. I'll be a rogue elf.
Beautiful. Well done. Bravo. All right. So you walk up to the stairs, blah, blah, blah. Nothing to hide. Da, 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 da. All right. You made it. That's all of us then. Would you introduce yourselves? All right, then. With a team this big, this ain't going to be your normal smash the ogre. You understand? This is big. Heavy players, rich stakes, clear and present danger of the horribles, right? Everyone understand? Thumbs up. Very good. Good. Now he takes a gulp of the mug of ale that our paladin so happily provided for us. All right. Tell me, what do you know of the Beast of Hallowfield? And that's where we will wrap up tonight. And we kick off for real on Saturday, 4 p.m. next week. All right?
Okay.
All right. Any questions, any concerns, any problems you guys have? Fantastic. If you come up with anything during the week, email me at the email dndcamden@gmail.com, the one I sent you the character sheets from. I will start working on your character sheets. I'll get those out to you. If you see any things you want to correct, change, let me know as soon as possible. We'll get you rolling. And Maggie has a blank name. I see this. What is this?
I just want to talk to the guy with the duck on the table and then go sit in that weird bathtub full of lava.
You do not want to tangle with Grobulax. Grobulax is a big bad.
Big bad?
He's a big, big bad. He's a super big bad.
You think I'd get mad if I touched that necklace? Is that like,
It depends on Grobulax's mood at the time.
okay, can I see that?
We will see how it works next week. How good is your charisma? Is the question.
That's a good question.
Are you going to try to charm a senior level demon? That would be impressive. I see Brittany going, no.
Give me that necklace. Okay.
All right. Guys, this has been a blast. If, like I said, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. And if not, we will kick it off next Saturday at 4 p.m. Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure. I think we're going to have a great campaign. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Maggie and Emma say they have character names.
Cool. Send them to me. Or tell me. Go ahead and tell me now. Maggie, what's your character name, ma'am?
I have a name. It's my first name, Honeydew.
Honeydew. That is, I knew a snow lily once. That's kind of cool. All right, and Maggie and Emma. Emma, you had a name, you said?
Yes, sir. It's not original. It's
Original's overrated.
I got it from League of Legends.
Okay, what you got?
Kale. Kayle.
Kayle. Hey, don't feel bad. One of my epic characters still doesn't have a name. He's just made it part of his whole thing that he just does not have a name. So his name apparently is hidden.
You could also just play the card of I have a name, but I keep changing my name.
For reasons unknown, I am in the witness protection program. All right, guys. Any other questions before I take off? All right, guys. It has been a pleasure. We will see you on Saturday. Remember, this is a recurring meeting, so you can just log in at 4 p.m. on Saturday, and we'll get you going. Oh,
okay.
And Saturday, Halloween is our last game, and I plan on making something epic. So stick around. We'll see you guys later.
Will there be another game after that?
I I will have a separate game running. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. I may be able to fold you into other games if you're interested, maintaining that character. If you guys are still interested in 5 weeks, we will find a way to get you into a game or find a game online for you. Fair?
Got it.
All right, guys. You take it easy. We'll talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.